Let's move to the Big 12. I'll throw out all the games. It's an interesting conference that has basically been considered, as you know, Brad, the worst of the Power Five, but some impressive non-conference wins highlighted by Oklahoma going to Columbus to knock off the Buckeyes. You got Oklahoma taking on Iowa State. That game in Norman shouldn't be much of a difficulty for Oklahoma, although Iowa State gave the Hawkeyes a run and played within 10 points of Texas. Kansas State, Texas kind of vying for that second tier in the Big 12. And, of course, Texas has been a bit of a mystery, but showing life under Tom Herman, taking USC to overtime. And, of course, winning out other than the early season loss in week 1 to Maryland. That was a bit of a mystery at that point. And TCU, West Virginia, that's going to highlight the conference slate this weekend. That's going to tell us a lot about who may possibly challenge Oklahoma down the stretch.
Yeah, so TCU, West Virginia is probably my game of the week at the Big 12, a game that I'm certainly going to try to watch. TCU and its new freshly minted top 10 ranking plays a team that's very good offensively with Will Greer now in charge at quarterback for the Mountaineers. This is a game I think that TCU could lose. 13-point favorite, but like I mentioned, they do some good things on offense, the Mountaineers, that can really frustrate TCU. Going back to last week, another one of my Final Four teams probably out of it now, Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph and James Washington are really a can't-miss 1-2 punch in college football, but Cowboys defense has just not played as well as I thought it would this season. And then Oklahoma, whether you like Baker Mayfield's 50-yard line flag stunt or not, he's playing at a Heisman level right now. Both sides of the ball for OU playing well. The Baylor game was a bit of a surprise, but rivalry game, so anything can happen. But Bedlam here at the end of the season is going to be big. TCU Oklahoma coming up is going to be a huge game. But if the favorites win in the Big 12 Saturday, you're looking at kind of 3 teams in that elite realm in the Big 12, and that's more than most conferences can say.
Brad, I'm curious of what your Final Four was preseason, because you've mentioned 2, and they're right in line with my 2 in Oklahoma State and Florida State. I also had Ohio State and Alabama.
That was my 2 as well. After seeing the committee put Ohio State in last year without even winning its division, I kind of chalked up Ohio State as a lock again.
Yeah, so I felt really good last year because I nailed all 4 preseason. Wow. With Washington being a slight wild card. I think that was pretty reasonable. But, DeAndre Francois out of the mix and Ohio State losing early. There's a challenge there along with Oklahoma State, of course.